Here's an age-old question. How many backlinks do I need to rank? You've got a keyword you want to rank for. You've got your website. You want to build some links. You want to know how many links to build until you move on to page one, until you start ranking, so you can stop building links. I'm here to hopefully address that question, give you kind of an idea, but I'm not here to give you a definitive answer or like an it depends type response and just end it there. Really, it is kind of complicated, and no one knows the true number. There may not be a true number. Uh, as Google's algorithm starts to update and change, more and more factors start getting introduced into it, where just a direct number of backlinks to a particular page don't necessarily have as much definitive impact as they used to, but it's still a very important thing that we want to be doing. And we need some kind of game plan and strategy, and we need it to be backed by data. So I'm going to present my thoughts and ideas and findings. Hopefully you get some value out of it. First of all, I looked at what some of the top ranking websites have to say about it. Hoth basically just says go look at SEMrush's keyword overview, and it'll tell you how many links to get to page one. I haven't even looked at that, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be that accurate. Ahrefs has a cool study. I like how they approach it. It's always like data driven. So they basically they just wanted to see how many links a page one top three result gains over time just by being page one. Like the way it works is they rank page one and then someone's doing research on the topic. So they find this article, so they link to it in their article. Therefore, whoever's ranking higher ends up getting more links, and it just gets harder and harder to beat them. So they wanted to study if that's actually true. And they found, on average, top ranking sites have about 3 to 14 or 5 to 14% increase in links on average per month. So if you're building links and you're looking at today's competitors, they're basically saying you got to factor in some kind of appreciation in their link value if you want to match them on where they are. Upper ranks, I'm not sure how they approached it. SEOjet has an interesting article where they try to get super granular, and I like the direction they're going. You know, they say it's not just about the links you have going directly to the page. Like, here's this keyword. How many backlinks do I need? And Ahrefs said it's a keyword difficulty of 12, and they estimate that you need links from 13 websites to rank in the top 10. Where do they come up with this? I guess they take some average of who's currently ranking. So they look at this top 10. They've got all the referring domains data already. So they look at these. Maybe they take an average. Maybe they do some additional layer of analysis on top of it, and then they come up with a guess. Again, it's not a very nuanced answer because there are 200 ranking factors. Backlinks are one of them. Apparently, this page has 0 backlinks, and it's got a domain rating of 20, whereas everyone else has a 90, a 75, a 50. Everyone else has lots of links. Some people have little links. Some people have like 200 plus links. I wish it was as obvious as like seeing everyone here had a similar domain authority, number of domains, and then you could just take the average and go. But there's more factors involved. And if you do your own keyword research and you look at your keywords and you look at the top 10 competitors, you're going to see kind of the same thing. You're going to see like everything looks random, and you can try to put some logic to it. And sure, it makes sense to have some kind of strategy. But just remember that it's not necessarily bulletproof. I remember in the early days of Linkio, this is our software where we provide like backlink analysis, competitor analysis, outreach. And one of the things that I want to do is create how many links to build section. And I was in the early stages of putting together like a formula. So we added the competitors, we checked all their backlinks, and then we put together a pending number of links to build, and we created this formula based on domain authority and multiplying and homepage links and all this kind of stuff. It just felt kind of like BS, honestly. So I didn't pursue it much further. Um, but we have thought about it a little bit. Let's um let's talk about why it's not such a simple answer. I think a lot of it comes down to these factors. There's topical authority. There is domain authority. There is content quality. And there is, I would say, brand name, keyword, and domain factors. And then on top of it, yes, backlinks, direct backlink count. And if we wanted to, you know, okay. So I just laid out 7 factors. Sorry if you're listening. Just 1 through 7 real quick. Topical authority, domain authority, content quality, brand name / keyword and domain factors, um, direct backlink count, anchor text, quality of links. Let's just start at the top. If I have a website that is all about backlinks and I blog about it, that's my service, that's everything. If I publish a piece of content about backlinks and I've established myself as a trustworthy domain in Google's eyes, I have the potential to rank really, really quickly and high for that keyword without any backlinks. An example of this is like link building services. I remember the SERP here like a year ago, and this Backlinko article was nowhere in sight. And then they published an article, and I think the next day it was on page 1. This is because Backlinko has established an insane amount of authority and relevance in the link building SEO backlink space. Therefore, they didn't need um, much or of any links directly to the page in order to rank. But if somebody looks at this keyword, like let's look at link building services here. Someone's going to look at Backlinko and they're probably going to be like, oh, Backlinko is a domain rank of 87. Now this page has 51 links, although it didn't need that when it started ranking. And then there's a few other websites here who have nowhere near his authority level. And it's already, the numbers are kind of skewed. You're gonna think you need this massive amount of domain rank, but really what he really ranked on, domain rank and topical authority, he had no domains, he had no links going to the page in the meantime. So there's some nuance here, and you wanna be aware of that, keep that in mind. And then the other factor, yes, domain authority. Even like websites like Forbes, Entrepreneur, Business Insider, they have domain authority, domain ranks of like 90 plus. And if you publish like a really low quality piece of content with no backlinks, it's still going to rank on page 1 for some keywords, just because Google trusts it so much because it has so much authority. And in Backlinko's case, it's got both topical authority and domain authority, so it ranks for a ton of competitive keywords that the rest of us are kind of like fighting out for. Content quality, there's another one. Technically, in an ideal world, according to Google, if you have amazing content that fits the user's needs exactly, then you don't need links at all. And technically, you don't need topical authority at all. If your quality of content is that good, you should be able to rank number one. How do you measure this kind of stuff? You would, it's hard for like a third party person to analyze the quality of the content, but like if it was your site and you looked at your user experience, time on site, um, shares, feedback, and if all those things were great, chances are Google's following that as well. So here's an example. Um, Top SEO agencies. This was a keyword that I got some good rankings for. You can see Linkio here in the top 5. And I did a case study about this when it started ranking. And I was showing people that I published this thing and it didn't perform well at all. And then I did this thing where I turned it into a contest and there was voting and people were sharing and I still hadn't built any links to it. But then like within a month, this thing just popped up into the top 5. I think at some point it was number 1, number 2, number 3. And it didn't have any links going to it whatsoever at the time. So I had some domain authority, no, like usually nowhere near most of these people, yet my content engagement signals were so high that I popped up to the top 5. And I've stayed there because engagement signals have remained high. And I guess I've started attracting some links naturally. Cool, cool. So again, these 3 things, I mean, none of it has to do with backlinks directly to the page yet. So if you're trying to calculate how many backlinks you need to rank for a specific keyword, there's a lot of factors to be aware of. And then, if your brand name contains a keyword like groomsman gift beer, maybe. I don't know. Do I rank on page 1 for beer? Maybe not. Maybe just beer. Let's see. All right, here's my website, groomsandgiftsource.com. This beer page is ranking. I don't have any, I have the lowest authority probably of anyone on this page. The only thing I have going for me really is I've built a bunch of homepage links and I've got groomsmen gifts in the domain name. So I'm ranking pretty easily for long tails that include the word groomsman gift in it. So having a keyword in the domain name helps your internal pages rank when the keywords are related, even in the absence of direct backlinks. And then yes, the direct backlink count can be a factor as well, especially if you look on page 1 and there's lots of similarities between, topical authority, domain authority, content quality. And then you can start looking at the direct backlink count. And the way I like to approach this is I do like to eyeball like Ahrefs. I like to see what I'm dealing with in terms of competition. So here's an example. I looked at email outreach templates. This is a keyword that I've started to build links for, and I would like to do better. Is that the keyword? I actually have this in my in Linkio as well. So let me check. Email outreach templates. Email outreach templates. Yeah, that's the one. So step number 1, you could jump into Ahrefs and see what the competition looks like. In this case, it's showing you the top 10 results, moving traffic media, reply.io, SEMrush. You can see the domain ranks 45, 72, 90, 70, 76, 70. And then you can see the direct backlinks going to the particular page. Looks like a lot of backlinks, 87 domains, 163, 28, 10, 85. So maybe you could take the average of this, but we mentioned there's other factors, topical authority, domain authority. So one thing I might do is I might look to see who's similar to me. Uh, I have an email outreach software, so maybe I'm competing with other email outreach softwares because we have the same type of topical authority. So that looks like a Reply.io, a Respona, a Mailshake. Not necessarily like HubSpot, not necessarily SEMrush, not necessarily Moving Traffic Media. So I might look at these domain ranks, the 72s, the 70, 76. I think mine is right now it's a 67. So I know, I'm in the same ballpark, not totally out of the loop. And then we see what their direct domains are. Usually I look at Ahrefs numbers and like I subtract it by like 50% or so because a lot of the links are going to be no follow or not indexed. Or if you have a Linkio account, you could just pop in this page, import these competitors directly from the SERP. It'll grab all the data from Ahrefs and Moz, and then it'll check it'll check like the backlinks to see if they're no follow, indexed, what the anchor text percentages are. From there, I see Mailshake has 44 links. That one is to a blog post, so it's interesting. I see Reply.io only has 7 such do follow and index links. From this, I would say like I'm looking in the 40s range in terms of how many links I should be building. And that gives you an idea what kind of outreach campaign you need to put together, how many general links you want to be building, and if their links go up by 10% over the next 6 months, then you can add that little factor on top of it. And then you could dig further into this data. You can look at the anchor text percentages. You can copy it. You could use Linkio to do that, or just try to keep it natural, change it up, use a mixture of branded plus keyword. Don't get too aggressive on the keywords. These kind of factors, oftentimes you see, like if you look in the graveyard for particular keywords, if you look on page 5, page 6, page 7, you're going to see pages with like 100 links, 200 links. But all of the anchor text is keyword optimized. All the anchor text would say, in this case, email outreach template, email outreach templates, best email outreach templates. This was something that Google took care of a long time ago. Unnatural aggressive anchor text doesn't work as well as it used to. That's why one of our main features in Linkio is we analyze what the anchors for the top 10 results are, and we let you copy those. So when you build links, you can build natural links. You're not really thinking about it. And then, it goes without saying, whether your competitors are ranking with low quality links or high quality links, focus on higher quality, focus on more authority. Ideally, the formula is authority and relevance, or super authority, general relevance, or low authority, high relevance. That's the trifecta of the type of backlinks you should be getting. I think I basically covered, how I go about planning my own link campaigns. The only other thing I might mention is no matter what you find with these direct links, if your domain authority is fractions of what everyone else on page 1 is, and they're also niche specific, then you need to pump up that homepage authority too. And to understand how many links you need to build to your homepage, just do the same exercise I just did. Take those competitors who are ranking, add their homepages, compare it to your homepage. You can do that in Linkio. You could check it in Ahrefs and just cut their links in half, 50, 40%. You get a sense of what that delta looks like. No matter what, you should always be building homepage links, and especially if most of your competitors have a lot more than you, it's a no-brainer. All right, let me know if you have any questions, ajay@linkio.com. Come check out our app at linkio.com. We're a backlink checker, anchor text analysis tool, competitive intelligence tool, blogger outreach tool. We do link prospecting. We've got loads of free tools that help you increase your productivity and score more links. Cheers.